Hello my loves and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about little luxuries. So all the small little things and habits that will make your routine feel much more special and luxurious, because I really believe that you do not need to spend thousands to upgrade your life, and you can really make it feel special with the smallest switches. If you haven't already, make sure to go watch part 1 because this is actually part 2, and I'm not going to repeat any of the tips that I already said, so you definitely don't want to miss it. As always, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Mirella, and if you love this kind of content, make sure to like this video and subscribe because I'm back every single week with a brand new video where we talk about class, minimalism, self-growth, and self-care. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So first things first. We already talked about, and I'm going to keep talking about, actual physical things, but for my first point, I really wanted to focus on something that is not material. I feel like I said this a million times, but something that is so important for me in my routine is to really make everyday moments special, creating rituals, you know? So the first tip I want to give you, if you want to feel more special, is to always focus on your ambience. The thing is this, your environment shapes the way you feel so much more than you think, and it's not just a matter of coming home to relaxing, luxurious environment, but it's also scientifically proven to impact your stress levels, the quality of your sleep. So doing small little switches like lighting up candles or never turning on the blue white light at night, only turn on softer lights, and if you have them, even better, red lights, can really impact the quality of your sleep. Also for me, it's really a little luxury, you know, coming home to a very relaxing environment, winding down, maybe even putting on some relaxing music. Do these small little things for yourself. You think that they don't have any impact, but trust me, they definitely do. Give yourself luxurious treatment, even if it's in the smallest things. Trust me, it will definitely matter. Now, as for the next point, something that is such a little small luxury to me but really impacts the quality of my life is to spoil myself with small little things such as premium teas. I already mentioned the last time that I don't really save money on groceries because I really value anything that is health related, and to me it's much more worth it to spend a little bit more on my health instead of, I don't know, going out with my friends drinking. And having a nice premium tea is such a nice addition to my routine. It's really about creating a moment for yourself to spoil yourself. It's about spoiling yourself with things that will actually benefit you instead of things that will harm you. Because if you think about it, for example, 90% of the people refuse to spend 10, 15 euros for a bottle of olive oil, then go and spend 20 euros on a cocktail every Saturday night. So it's not really about the price. It's about creating something special in your routine. It's about choosing you choose to spend your money on. And for me, this is really worth a million times more than any Saturday night cocktail. Next point is actually something that made my life so much easier since I had it, and it is having a little nail set at home. I think I said it a million times, as something I find incredibly chic is always having clean, natural nails. But of course, even having them natural takes a lot of work. Being able to do them whenever I want without even having to spend additional money is actually a way to spend a little bit more like now to save money later. You know that I always talk about underconsumption and chic consumption. I talked about this topic so many times, but it's really about spoiling myself with something that might be a little bit more expensive, spoiling myself with a little luxury to then make my life so much easier. Do you have any idea of how much money I saved by doing my nails at home? I have no idea, but I'm sure it's a lot of money. This might seem as something a little bougie or unnecessary that you don't really want to spend money on. It's actually such a smart purchase. And also something I absolutely love, for example, when I'm with my friends, is having little self-care nights at home, doing a face mask and doing our nails. There's honestly nothing better. Now, as for the next point, last time I mentioned having little trays around the house and again, decorating your home. And this time I want to mention having little plates, cute dishware, china, however you want to call it. As I'm growing up, I'm really starting to understand that grandmas really had their life figured out. They always had the nicest plates. They always had the expensive dishware. My grandma literally had a whole tea set that I absolutely love, fully made of gold and nacre, I think it's called. So incredibly chic. Another thing I got a few weeks ago was literally a little plate from Tiger. Nothing really special. I think I spent 6 years on it, but every single morning I just make my breakfast with it. And it's such a nice little addition to my routine. Again, it's really about making your everyday life special. So invest even in the smallest little things. Now, I said this countless times, but Rituals, you need to sponsor me because I mention their products every single day. But this pillow spray is the nicest addition to my routine. I have their whole relaxing line, but there's nothing better than going to bed, putting a little pillow spray on my pillow, and this actually has relaxing scent. I don't really know how it works, but every single time I use this and my relaxing serum, I sleep like a baby. It's really something that just makes the quality of your life better. It increases the quality of my sleep. And it's also such a nice scent. Another thing related to my home that I really believe it's a little luxury is buying a projector. I don't know if you can realize it, but that wall is very white. You're only seeing a little fraction of it. There's a lot of empty space. Something that just elevated my night routine and my room so much is buying a projector. Again, this all circles back to the same thing I always say, which is elevate your spaces. Even if you're not living in your dream house, you still can make it special. Now we can just watch movies at night, looking at the projector, or every single time I come home, I feel a little stressed, I can just put on a little music on there. Such a nice addition to my routine. Now, another thing that I really believe is such a little luxury, as I mentioned before with the china and the dishware, is really going back to what our grandmas had. Again, I really believe that they knew how to live life. So going back to all the small little details and going back to quality. An example could be a nice little pocket mirror to bring with you every single day to adjust your makeup. Small little luxuries that just become part of your everyday routine, and they can also last you years, to be honest. So take your grandma as an example if you want to have a more luxurious life. And finally, this one is actually a little bougie. In fact, I'm not sure if I would splurge my money on it, but it was actually a gift. And this is actually something that really elevates the apartment and really elevates our spaces. It is to have really nice quality towels. This can apply to towels, but I would say that can also apply to soap, for example, the ones from Deep Teak. Having small little objects in your house that really makes it feel more special. Let me give you an example. When you wake up every single day and you look at your messy apartment and you think about how much you hate your life and how much you hate your apartment, and you're wearing your polyester PJs and you don't put any thought into your everyday routine and you just have a coffee and get dressed and go to work. Then you go home to your white lights and you feel depressed and you eat something unhealthy and you go to sleep. If you live like this, you will not achieve much more in life. Because the thing is this, your environment is a reflection of yourself, both because the way you treat your everyday life and your environment and yourself is a reflection of how you feel, but also because if you create a negative environment or a positive environment, that will reinforce the way you feel. So it really works both ways. So when you feel bad and you create a very bad negative environment, that will also circle back to you. It will literally reaffirm your negative feeling, and so you will never feel better because all you see is lack, negative things, a negative environment, and a reaffirmation that you hate where you are, you hate yourself. While on the other hand, if you have a positive environment, if you really put in the work to make your everyday life special and make your everyday spaces much more special and luxurious, even with small little things that, yes, are totally unnecessary, so you definitely don't need to spend, I don't know how much for some towels. You can do it with more affordable options. But even if you do it with more affordable options, if you spend a little bit more time to keep your spaces clean, to make your spaces special, every single day you will wake up in a clean environment, in a positive environment. Again, will reinforce these emotions to you. So imagine waking up every single day, going to the bathroom and washing your hands with a luxurious soap, then going to the kitchen, making yourself a little premium tea, putting on some jazz music on your projector, and you really don't need all these things. I'm just making an example of what I do, but you can literally do this in any other way that you feel aligned with you. Again, I'm always sharing my experience and the way I like to make my everyday life special. You might like the complete opposite things, and that's absolutely fine as well, as long as it makes it special for you. If they do, then that's all that matters. message here is never to copy my lifestyle or to do what I do because that's the only way you should live. Absolutely not. But it's really about making you find what you love and something that will make your everyday life feel special. And that will just improve the quality of your life. These are all of my tips for today. I really hope that you loved this video. If you did, definitely make sure to leave a comment because I absolutely love to hear your point of view on this. Don't forget to subscribe because every single week I am back with a brand new video talking about all things self-care, class, and self-growth. As always, I appreciate you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.